Hi there, Theresa here from wingsoflighthealingarts.com, here with the new energy update for you. So buckle your seatbelts, they have quite a lot to say. I know a lot of you have a pretty good general idea of what's happening, but they want to talk first about a theme for 2017. Now this is going to go into about 2020, but we're going to start reaping some of the rewards this year. So what am I talking about? They're calling this a first ray year. Now what that means is it's also a 1 year numerology, which is all about new beginnings, manifesting very quickly what your thoughts are, whether it's what you want or what you don't want, and how you can curb and turn that. So they talk a lot about manifestation and have been for a while now because people are manifesting more quickly than ever. I didn't know that at the time when I created the first manifestation webinar, but now I'm starting to see things more clearly. So 2017 being a first ray year, and what that means. What they're mentioning is there are lessons that come with each angelic ray of light. The first ray is the blue ray, and they're talking about the lessons that come with that. This is the year of personal power. This is a blue ray year for sure. They're mentioning how the twin flames, the blue ray twin flames, were going through this for a number of years ahead of the collective that are going through it now. And really the United States is more or less the leader in this, but it was the twins and now it's the United States. And we have quite a catalyst here. And it may not seem like it, but the man's a blue ray and he's a catalyst for personal power on the planet, and it doesn't necessarily look like it, but that's the spiritual perspective. However, something that they're mentioning, this is the year of personal power as a human being, individually, as a group, as a human collective, as a nation, as a group of nations, as a planet, that comes through as some are fighting. It's a battle of wills. There's a lot of notes over here. If you see me looking off to the side, that's why. People are starting to express their true emotions and speaking authentically and voicing when they feel victimized. So there's a lot of victimization coming up. There's a lot of powerlessness and helplessness coming up. But a lot of that is shifting. So it's coming up to be healed. So I love how some of this is even anger that's coming up. You'll see it a lot more on Facebook than you will on Instagram. Like on Instagram, I'm noticing people are promoting compassion, but Facebook is kind of more of a place for expressing some of these emotions or displeasure. It's good to see people processing this stuff, especially since it's people that seem like out loud, seems to have been people who really had their stuff together. And it's good to see people expressing authentically, because there's a chakra that's associated with this, and they're going to talk more about that later. So what is this bringing up? So this is bringing up victimization. This is bringing up helplessness. This is bringing up sexism, racism. It's bringing up everything within the collective, and a lot of the empaths on the planet have been aware of it and been feeling it, and finally it's coming out to be addressed. And the end result of this is going to be unity in a really beautiful way, and not in the way that they're talking about as one world government or anything like that. It's more about we are one and coming together as humanity. Okay, so it's a return back to a type of consciousness that we had when we were first incarnated here on the planet, for those that remember. There are some that are here incarnated now for the first time, but for those that remembered in the beginning when humanity was first here, in the very, very beginning incarnations of the planet, that's where that's coming from. Okay, so more about a first ray year. There's about personal power, speaking your truth, living your purpose, self-love, boundaries. Like, those issues tend to come down like a tree limb, like it's all personal power, then there's branches off. So these are areas I specifically help people in, because that is where there are blocks to love, particularly unconditional love, and seeing all perspectives from a place of love, because love is the ultimate neutrality. They want me to talk about a place called Lake Louise. Now, this is in Banff, Canada. It's a real place, but there's also, on an etheric level, on a different dimension, there's a spiritual retreat for the blue rays. Everybody can go there that is dealing with personal power issues, first ray lessons, things like that. I have been seeing a number of you there. Archangel Michael and Faith always meet you there as well, because they are the angels and twin flames associated with that ray. So they always meet you there, and the other beings of light of the blue ray meet you there as well for healing. Sometimes we just need a spiritual retreat, literally, okay? If you need an image for that, let me know, and I'll try and place one in the comments. Or just Google Lake Louise, and you'll see it's the most beautiful turquoise water. And a lot of times, the background of the mountains are like almost navy blue. It's absolutely beautiful. The angels mention this to you. They say if you want an empowered perspective, ask them. Ask them for help with that. Okay, if you're ever feeling victimized, ask them, because there's always a different way to look at something. You know, an event is held inside of a sphere. This is how they show it in kind of a hologram type image. And you can always stand outside of it. You can be in the middle of it looking around at different perspectives. There's even different perspectives from outside of it. So there's an empowered way and a disempowered way, a neutral way, which is a loving way, and a subjective way, which is feeling powerless and all of that. It's fine, it's all serving you. If you're looking and it really resonates with you to have a more neutral perspective, get in touch with me. I can help you do that. You can shift it. You don't have to sit in the quagmire of emotions. You can separate from the collective energies. I'll show you, because it's been causing a lot of sensitivities to come up for people. There's a certain intensity to the delivery now, because Michael is here standing, and it's a very blue ray intense energy. My dog's also picking up on some of the energy of the collective, and he's running around right now because there's some nervous energy happening that is being addressed, and he's like, "Ooh, what is this?" So, and Jax, you guys know my cat, is hanging out, and he's been playing on the counter with the bag. It's like, okay, let's bring in some rays of light to help provide some calming energy. So I've asked that for you too, as well, as you're watching, okay? There's also been a bit of a mixed bag of high creative energy. So over the past 2 weeks or so, or even possibly the past month, you may be scribbling notes of all these things you want to do. You have these crazy lists. I love my list makers. You know who you are. I'm right there with you. I have like a pile of paper like this with all these ideas on it, okay? So this is also a time where there is a continuation of power plays, resulting in arguments and some overwhelm, and people are just really tired. I'm somebody who goes to the gym between 2 and 4 times a week. I really enjoy taking care of my body. But sometimes this month, especially last week and this week, I've just been too tired, so I allow myself to sleep in. I may get a little bit of cardio in instead of doing a full weightlifting routine. So just go easy on yourself. If you feel the need to take a break, do so. If you want to sleep in, let yourself sleep in. These are some intense things that are coming up. The one thing that they do ask, if you have a lot of creative energy coming up, try to make sure that you channel the energy into creative endeavors. Go to Michael's, go to Hobby Lobby, go to, and I don't have a preference into what, craft store you go to, Joann's even. Go to a creative place. Some of you, it's going to be related to music. Some of you, it's creating some sort of art or crafts or hobbying or coloring in coloring books, the adult coloring books. Those are a lot of fun. I love those. Just go there and find something to do. For others of you, if you're not finding that it's helpful to do something creative, try getting out into nature. Get outside, try swimming if you can, get into the ocean. The ocean is a very powerful place. If there's waves particularly, it can help transmute some things for you. I love it. There's a lot of negative ions in the air. But yeah. So what are the things that are causing some of these arguments? That is because there's core wounding coming up. Not everybody knows how to handle those intense triggers. And by triggers, I'm not talking about annoyances. I'm not talking about, oh, don't move the forks here, put the shoes over here. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the triggers that cause like fight or flight situations. Twins usually know what this is. Anybody who has experienced trauma is going to know what I'm talking about. There's some discord from people feeling helpless, again, from some victimization. There's power plays from illusions and powerful subconscious beliefs that are creating these power plays. It's interesting. The subconscious, they're telling me right now, is getting cleaned out. This is really beautiful because what this means is beyond like 2020, we're going to be manifesting much more positive things that we want. And they're stating, as a human collective, we won't just be manifesting instantly for ourselves, and some of you are already experiencing that, but we will be manifesting as a group. Now, you see that in a coupledom, particularly with twins, but for other people as well. When you come together, you're manifesting together. So it's you yourself, manifesting with you and your partner, manifesting with a larger group as well. It's interesting. I like how they're talking about that right now, because that was not in my notes. That's just information they're giving me. Something else that they're stating, go slow if you need to. They're repeating, sleep late, take naps. Some are complaining that it feels a bit like Mercury retrograde. I will tell you this, during Mercury retrograde at the end of last year, it did not feel like Mercury retrograde. So I knew something was up, and they said that energy is going to be delayed. Isn't that curious? Because I don't think I've ever felt, maybe you guys can relate, I haven't ever felt Mercury retrograde type energy outside of it being in retrograde. It's a great time to review some things. Okay. Try to focus on the things that you do want. It's times for focusing about healing. Productivity has come in pockets, so we have that creativity that's coming and fast and furious, and we're making all these lists, and yet we ironically don't have any of the energy to get it done. It's like rush, rush, rush to get it done during the pockets of energy that we do have, and then boom, we're knocked out. There's a reason why they're having the collective take a break, take a nap, recharge, sleep. There's a reason for it, okay? Good reason. So try to take advantage of it while you can. Don't force things. Nobody else is productive either, so it's okay. For some of you, it may help to ground, and grounding will help through taking care of certain stuff, taking care of things. Sorry, my dog is making me nervous with how he runs around with the pitter patter. It's like, just calm down. So anyway, I send the angels his direction and some extra healing. There's a lot of pent-up energy. So quick and almost instant manifestation continues. They also want you to see, with these people that are triggered, some of them are projecting, some of them are heavily into denial. See it for what it is. Ask you in your heart, like, is this mine? Is this theirs? And, answer that honestly. And if you can't, just take a break and take a nap. It's totally fine. Okay? Have compassion for those that are having outbursts of anger. They're having a difficult time. There's a lot of stuff coming up with them. Because of those things, people that are aware of this level of perspective, who are aware of something called the violet flame, which is the 7th ray of light, you can Google that. I also have a webinar on it, teaching all about violet flame. I've been seeing it in a lot of photos. It's been showing up, it tends to show up outside, or if there's a background, they're showing me a picture of the White House, and in the background there's, and it's the Oval Office is what they're showing me, and the back windows happen to have light shining through, and it's violet flame. So there are people that use the violet flame for world healing, for situations like what's happening now, and it helps transmute the karma, and it helps bring forgiveness to the table. If that's something that resonates with you, they had me create this webinar last week, and you can sign up for it if it's something that you'd like to learn. So it's been showing up in photographs. It looks like purple sunshine, if you know what you're looking for, and it's really beautiful to see so much of it, because I know I'm not the only one that's sending world healing. It's super powerful stuff. It's going to get us through the next couple of years, and it's why they asked me to do a webinar on it. And all of its purposeful uses. It's not just world healing, it's internal healing and karmic resolution and the whole 9 yards. There's one of my most recent 3 cards of the day that includes Lady Amethyst, who is one of the archangels of the 7th ray, who came in talking about it as well. okay? There is a link below if you're interested about it. Also, remember this, times are really, really intense. If you need some help with receiving extra healing, I have a package and it's really affordable. It's just over the price of one full session for 30 full days of healing. It includes angelic prayers. Some people are reporting better sleep, they're waking feeling rested, they're less emotional, they're not picking up on grief from other people around them, sadness is lessened, their depression is lightened, and they're feeling more joyous and hopeful, they're feeling grounded and supported. Some people are having money come in, believe it or not. Relationships of all kinds are improving. It's amazing. It's good stuff. Again, if you resonate with that, there's a link down below. Just want to offer it. That's one of my favorite things because I get to send it to you on a daily basis and connect with you, and you can journal, just write a couple of words each day to see how you've shifted between how you felt at the beginning and at the end of the 30 days. So it's pretty great. Let's see. So, oh yeah, they're talking about the 13th chakra, which is about transparency and authenticity. And this is coming online. This is also the 13th strand of DNA. So yeah, there's a lot of transparency and authenticity coming up, and it's coming through the voice. Okay, so it's connected to this chakra right here, the 5th chakra. It's blue. There's no irony there. It's related to the first ray of light. Okay, and I'm really loving that people are starting to express themselves. Yes, even the anger, because it's been repressed for so long, and the empaths and the intuitives could feel this. You know, it might be messy, and you know, it's nice to see people expressing themselves, because there's some people that have just had this mask on of having it all together, and finally it's like stuff is finally coming up to be cleared as a group. And I'm like, yes, all the stuff that I get sensed forever that people weren't talking about, people are finally talking about, including from personalities that I would not expect, who normally are really, really funny, are coming out with crazy anger, which means that it's touching a very strong nerve, because most people that are really funny have that's their typical reaction to situations that trigger them. Once they get to a place of anger, that's really serious. So also, as a group consciousness, people are releasing harshness and criticism. This is it comes in through the mother's lineage. This is an ancestral clearing that's happening, and it's happening through, ancestral clearing, miasms, family clearing, all of that. So what this looks like is you'll start to have more compassion for yourself, and you'll start to have more compassion for the other people around you. You'll experience more generosity, the world is happier, and then you look back and you're thinking, wow, like everything's changed. How I used to word things before and posts that I've made are so much different from how things are now. Like I used to sound so much harsher, but now everything's a lot more compassionate and a more loving perspective. It isn't so much like persecuting. So watch that. If you can relate to that, then that's perfect. Also, some people are finding themselves a little bit destructive in their thinking and in their behavior. Try to find a creative outlet, something else that's going to help shift things. A shift of perception will help as well, like we've talked about before. Some of this is repeating itself because they're asking me to, and I apologize if it feels a little bit rushed. They just have a lot of notes here. So also, if there's a subject area that you feel like you would like to see like a webinar on, or you would like help with, please list it in the comments below. No stories, please. I don't have time to read the entire stories, but if you have just a subject on, like we've done boundaries, and we've done victimization, and we've done the violet flame, if there's something like what it's like to talk to different angels, whatever it is, write a couple words down, and I would love to be able to help you out with that and create it. Also, if you have a very specific question that's just to you, there is a monthly Q&A that will be live. It's on February 23rd. And if you want your question answered live and you don't want to have like a full session or a half-hour session, which are now being offered, or half-hour sessions, then join that webinar. If you want to experience live healing, there is a live group healing session that's on February 9th at 7 p.m. There's also a Horrorline class on February 16th that I'm having live through video as well. Now, the benefits of that is it strengthens your connection to spirit, your connection to your higher self, to your iron presence, to source, and it increases your spiritual gifts. It's the absolute strongest way to strengthen your connection to source, and it affects manifestation as well. There's one person I know of who was working with it, and it healed her scoliosis because it bent in the same direction that her scoliosis went. So it's cool. As you envision aligning it, then it helps heal the body. It's amazing. So I think that just about wraps things up. If this has been helpful to you, would you mind commenting below? Also, if it really resonates, share it with somebody. If there's somebody that you think is suffering and having a hard time and would like some tools on how to work with that, then, would you mind sharing it with them? I totally appreciate that. And I'm happy to work with you one-on-one. I have some time available next week, some extra slots I've opened up because it's an intense time. The angels say, 2017 is going to be teaching a lot about personal power, and it's going to result in unity. It's really beautiful to watch because it's already started. So, look at the women's marches all over the world. It's beautiful. It's happening on a very, very big level, and we have a huge contrast present here in the United States that's helping ignite that. So always be true to you. Lots of love. Thanks so much. Bye.